Let's see. Okay. Should be live. Okay. Wouldn't be a stream without technical issues with it. Okay. Open up. Okay, perfect. All should be working now. Let's set this window up properly. Okay. Oh, let's start collecting the free shit. I should rename the stream though. And there, should be good. Okay, good to go. Let's start with the dailies now. Ooh, union rewards are out. That's gonna help a lot. Actually, I probably... Oh, I got an invitation. View request. Roku. Okay, sure. Let's do it. Roku. Hello, hello. Maybe I should try to set up announcements to... well, a schedule would be a good start. But setting up announcements for when I'm streaming probably would help some people know when I'm streaming. Let's see. So that's burst 1 and burst 2. Okay, sure. That works. Noise wouldn't be a good idea, yeah. I think if it goes later, that would be good. Ruku going with... I think Dorothy's really good in this one. Pilgrim bonus, pierce damage. She has like a lot of things going for her on this one. Like, pierce is good here. Her AoE is decent here. Yeah, I mean, works fine. I think her AoE can clip the circles as well. If the sound of the game is too loud, just tell me as well, because I know for a fact that Land Eater can be a little bit loud. Okay, let's just get this shot. A little bit too late. I should have just gone for a full charge shot. Yeah, we're gonna start the fun part. Ooh, iframe it. No, you gotta iframe that. Oh, rest in pieces, repeat. You're gonna get rezzed. Hopefully Rapunzel uses Shangri-La. Okay, nice. So now we just gotta survive until Shangri-La, and we'll be able to burst afterwards. Yep, there's Shangri-La. Repeat, you gotta burst. Repeat. Okay. There we go. So that's the core taken care of. I'm gonna help out with these. Kill these based on proximity, always. And there we go. And now we have an easy system. And I don't think Scarlet is gonna... maybe she will. Okay, nice. Okay, so next burst will be on me. Garden of Shangri-La. Into Snow White. We're gonna full charge it. And that's the core down. And now we take the other core down, kill the mines based on proximity, and we're good. Easy peasy. And now Scarlet uses single one core down, and there we go. Easy peasy. So now it's gonna be burst again. Snow White burst. Yeah. I'd rather not take too much unnecessary damage here. I can easily afford to break a core with a non-charged burst, even if it's not maximizing damage. I'd rather that than risking trusting. Like, the Rapunzel is good, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather not take unnecessary damage that can snowball into something bad. Ooh, Scarlet is really on the edge. This should be a Garden of Shangri-La moment. Oh well. GG's. 14 million. I guess Scarlet did pad a lot on the mines, which is good. At least we don't have to deal with those. I think my record is at 81 million at the moment. Total damage. Ooh, a lot of burst trees here. 15, 11, 11. Aria is 42nd. So I guess... I guess guilty. Not a huge fan. Like, Area is not gonna... Maybe I should have just gone Snow White and finished that off quickly and go next. It's so nice to have a Scarlet or something similar that does really good single target while also clearing the mines. I believe I should be able to block these. Oh man, I don't remember if I was guarding or if I was shooting when the missiles came. I guess it's gonna be a gamble. Oh, that's area down. I guess it moves up. As long as we keep the cores broken, we're good. Yeah. That's a well-timed burst, actually. That should maximize Dorothy's damage. So it's not split amongst ghost mines. That's actually pretty good. Dear lord, my computer's overheating. Shouldn't matter. Yep, shouldn't matter. There we go. I would be worried if I didn't know that we had already broken the course, but here is just a temporary shield, basically. Pierce is amazing in this fight. Hey, what up, Laughing Smile? How's your day? Sorry for kind of the last minute stream. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to stream or not. Oops, I probably shouldn't be distracted. So again, it's gonna shield up for a little bit, but it's gonna break immediately because it had no cores. Ooh. Failing that one's gonna hurt. Oh, let's her burst one. Been just a little bit distracted on this one. Hey, I got a headache. That's not good. Been a lot of colds going around lately. Oh, god damn it, that reload timing was bad. I think I'm... no. Am I next? Yeah, I'm next. Oh well. I would have rather not had to play guilty on this, but it's fine. Guilty does damage. Have you taken something like Advil or something for that headache? Because that's not good. Finish the Overzone event part 2. Yes, I'm waiting for hard mode to come out. Once hard mode comes out, view request. Yep, let's go for another round. If you guys want to join in, I can make a lobby as well, if you guys are interested. But for some co-op. But yeah, I finished the part 2. Now I'm waiting for hard mode, because usually the last stage of hard mode gives an additional cinematic, and that's when I'm going to... yeah, the last... It was heartbreaking. It also explains what was going on with the video that I made, where I was very confused about seeing you-know-who running happily around in the base. That's a Dorothy lock. That's a... I'd rather they lock a tier 2. There we go. Please lock in that Senti. Please lock it in. Okay, I'll lock in, which is gonna force him into locking at it, unless he wants to grief. Yeah, it was really, really sad. Made me really, really sad when, but also, like, it was really, how do I put it? I kind of saw it coming, considering how low the arc has been towards Nikke's in general. It was still very sad, and it still hit very hard. Like, story-wise was really well made. Really, really well made. Also makes you understand why Dorothy behaved the way she behaves. Like, a lot of people were like, yeah, Dorothy is like a bitch in sheep's clothing and everything. But she has a good reason to, you know... There we go. That should be a double hit. To behave the way she does, right? Like, she got betrayed in the worst possible way at the worst possible time. Did I block? Well, it's not going my way anyway, so... Pro tip, if you want to iframe these things, keep track of whether you were attacking or defending when they get shot. Could save your life. Okay, we got it. I should have let the Dorothy burst. I'll just face tank this, that's fine. That's one core down. Kind of unlucky that they all got wiped out. Okay, so when this happens, he's gonna shoot a barrage. And when that happens, you can iframe it. The trick is to know if you're in shooting position or defending position. Kind of like the train engine. The missile barrage works exactly the same as the train engine, basically. Oh yeah, it's not gonna end well if Dorothy enters the arc, like she's actually gonna kill somebody. Okay, I need to make sure that I'm in shooting position. And now I'm defending, but now Dorothy is dead. Maybe I'll be able to showcase it. Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite bosses. It really has a lot going for it. It's both very cinematic, has very interesting mechanics. I quite like it, personally. Okay, maybe I'll be able to showcase it. Okay, so first I need to get rid of all of these. So, I'm in shooting position, and now I'm iframing it. There we go. And that's how you dodge it, the barrage. This is exactly how you dodge the barrage. And then to deal with the mines, you just deal with them by proximity. As they get closer, here I was reloading, but as they get closer, you only shoot the ones that are getting closer, because they'll cluster up towards you. And that cluster makes them far easier to, you know, shoot down than trying to snipe them out of the sky individually. At least those are some of the tips. I was considering making a video for some tips for dealing with Land Eater. You still have to do it. I mean, if you want to do your daily raid thingies, you mean co-op, right? Because if you want to do the dailies, I can just speedrun you through them with Snow White. I don't mind. Like, it's pretty easy. I don't know if Roku wants to go again, Roku or not. Like, let me... There we go. Let me enter it in the chat. Open up the YouTube studio again. And chat, here you go. For anyone who wants to join in, I'm gonna do like ×3 real quick. Using Snow White, it's gonna be very speedrunny because I still have other things to do for the stream afterwards as well, like chapter 21. But let's do some real quick, if you want to join in. Like, that's fine by me. But yeah, I was considering making a video about how to deal with Stronghold Land Eater, because he's a boss. You don't need to bring a healer if you know what you're doing. You actually don't need a healer. Unless you're bringing Scarlet, then you probably will still need a healer because she kind of Sudokus herself. But otherwise, you just, what's it called? The mechanics are very dodgeable and very pattern-based. It's not like Gravedigger or something where you have to deal with a fidget spinner that is running around. Yeah, I could try to make one. Because basically, the mines that he shoots, you have to shoot them based on proximity. It's the best way to deal with them, instead of trying to snipe them out of the sky. You can either AoE them down with a Scarlet Burst, of course, or a Haran Burst or Modernia Burst. That's fine. But you can also just, the ones that don't get burst down by that, you can just shoot them when they get close and just continue DPSing Land Eater. The missiles are dodgeable just like the train missiles. You know, the box missiles from Thomas the Doom Engine. They're completely dodgeable, so you don't really have to worry about that in case your team fails the circle popping mechanic. Oh, hey, Liffy. There we go. I'm assuming that nobody else is joining, so I'm just gonna start the matching. So once you dodge those, assuming that there was a fail in the mechanic, the only extra things to keep in mind is parts damage is very good, so bringing things like Novel is a good thing. Pierce is very good, so bringing things like Snow White, Maxwell, Alice is very, very good here. And, well, it is a manufacturer buff of Pilgrims. It's a double Pilgrim buff. So who has part damage, Pierce, very good damage in general? Dorothy. So Dorothy is quite good here. Haran doesn't have Pierce, but she can serve as a Minesweeper. I don't have Alice very built, so that's unfortunate. Hey, Ruka. It is unfortunate that I don't have an Alice built personally, but I can... Why is this taking so long? Oh, nice. But yeah, like, Pilgrims are good here, so Pilgrims with Pierce are Dorothy and Snow White. Pilgrims that do electric damage, because that's the weakness of Land Eater, are also good. So, for example, Scarlet is still good here. But if I had to say, I feel like the most meta optimal thing that you could go for is probably something like one Dorothy or Leader. And then you take one Novel and double Alice plus a buffer. In terms of if you want to push the highest damage possible here. Why is this taking so long? Should I refresh the whole thing? What is going on here? Start matching again. Oh, there we go. Rupee as your best unit? I mean, that works too, right? Like, just bring whatever. Just bring whatever. Oh, you got a built Alice, okay. That's burst 2, burst 2. Okay, yeah, that's good. And there is a burst 1 that is locked in, so that's good enough. Yeah, Novel has a burst that increases damage to parts, right? So it's really, really good. As it Novel, you saw a lot of use of Novel on things like Nihilister. In this case, you're probably going to see a lot of Novel as well used against this boss. Because this boss constantly regenerates parts, right? You have the 2 cores P2 left and right, and it will constantly regenerate non-stop. And you have to keep breaking them because otherwise you'll get the barrier. So Alice's are really, really good here because they have Pierce. So you don't have to deal with the Shangri-La right over that one. So there's that. You might. Well, I'll just shoot at that center. That's fine. Now we're gonna go P2. So to iframe those, you need to... The moment of the shot, you have to remember... Oh, hey Namida, how are you? How's your day? Long time no see. After I got a little bit sick. So, see? That Dorothy did the iframing really well there. Because those shots are iframeable. Ooh, that's gonna be problematic. Yeah. So just shoot down 1 core. If you shoot down 1 core with your Pierce, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about... anything. We got a Rapunzel, so it should be fine. I'll charge up my shot. It's not gonna matter that he has this. There we go. And that's instantly broken. That's why Pierce is so good, because there my Snow White did basically triple hit. It hit the barrier, it hit the core, and it hit the body at this angle, which is really nice to do. In case you're wondering if there are multi-hits on this boss, yeah, there are multiple multi-hits if you're a Snow White / Pierce user. So the angle that I use here hits the core and the body, so that's a double hit. Nice. That's Rapunzel's AoE. Yeah, see, the Pierce just completely ignored the shield, so the cores were not an issue. Again, deal with the mines on proximity. If I'm gonna actually intentionally iframe it the other way, because I want to be able to shoot the Snow White burst. I think I failed a little bit of the iframe there, but that's fine. That reload. Okay, if you want to iframe it correctly, the most correct way of doing it is to just be shooting, and when it fires it off... Oh, this was the other one. This one you cannot iframe as far as I know. Now I look stupid explaining it. When he does the missiles, you can iframe it. As far as I have tested, I have not found a way to iframe the laser beam though, which is kind of sad. But I think Rapunzel's Shangri-La will have my back here. 3, 2, oh, well, the next one again. But yeah, that's practicing football we were still listening in. I appreciate the support. Say, like, Alice is really, really good here. Snow White is also good, like, don't underestimate it. It's just that breaking the circles with Snow White can be a little bit annoying. Like, Pierce units, so Maxwell, Alice, Snow White, what's it called? I know, right? It's because I don't know if you guys did the Union raid, but there was a similar situation with the Union raid. Does Haran have Pierce? I honestly cannot remember if Haran has Pierce. I'll do some Dorothy, I guess, then. I honestly don't remember if Haran has Pierce. I'll have to double check. I even have her quite built as well. She's like one of my most built units. I just can't remember for the life of me if she has Pierce. Yeah, for example, Laplace also has Pierce that Laughing is hovering over. Those... Yeah, I mean, this team works. The two Scarlets are not gonna enjoy their time there, because Scarlet kind of Sudokus her own HP, and without a healer to support that, she will die to a breeze after a while. I mean, we're not pushing score, so it's fine. You got this. I trust. I still got a little bit left over of this freaking sickness. I hope my voice doesn't sound too weird. Yeah, it's fine, like, don't worry. Oh, I'm getting the freaking bug again. I hate that bug so much. Why is the keybind bug with burst one still a thing? That's not going towards me, so I'm fine. Yep. I think those shots are going towards me, and I think I was defending when it happened, so I might actually get hit. Hopefully I'll be fine. I'm good. Okay. So I framed them properly. I really like the bell sounds of Dorothy's burst. Such a satisfying sound. Oh yeah, I don't have... Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Dorothy's AoE can clip the circles, but I'll have to do some more testing. When I was playing earlier today, it looked like it was clipping the circles. Land Eater is such a fun fight. And it's so rewarding if you learn it. I mean, kind of like all the bosses, but... This one is one of those that if you learn it, you really get rewarded. Because you can basically do it with no healers. Unless you're Court Scarlet. Really? It triggers Leader's voice line. That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. And there is absolutely no leader on your team. Huh. Yeah, the best angle for that Laplace beam that is going over there is actually through the center of the core, hitting one of the shoulder... I mean, I call them shoulders, right, but shoulders of the boss. Like over here, where I'm shooting at. Like over here. And here. Because you can kind of clip the body of the boss along with the shot. If you hit around this area. with the pierce. And you can hit the core. Ooh, we failed that one. Okay, so it won't matter though. Yep, we good. It's so weird though that you get leader's voice lines with Dorothy. Oh, that's an easy 50 mil. Scarlet. In Ruku we trust with his Scarlet, Jesus. And Dorothy 12 mil. Good job on that one. I think you're missing like one more right leffing, I believe. You don't really like rocket launchers, that's good to know. I mean... rocket launchers are kind of useful on Land Eater, like don't get me wrong, because the circle minigame, if you have a strong AoE hitter, you can one-shot the mechanic almost instantly. I had a Rapunzel earlier today in the video I published that basically almost soloed every single circle because she would just full charge and insta-kill. But if you use Pierce, the angles that I showcased are... I'm gonna try to showcase some angles here. So hopefully I'll be allowed to go burst 3. Which looks like it will be the case if leffing goes... if leffing goes, yeah, with burst 2, then we're good. 2 Dorothys. Okay, that's a new one. I mean, that works. Honestly, he can just pick whatever he wants. We have burst 1, 2, and 3 covered. As long as the other Dorothy is not a troll. It's really fun when you play stuff like Snow White because you get used to a different type of thinking, is where can I hit the boss as many times as possible in one shot kind of logic. It kind of really becomes your default setting if you use Snow White a lot. So for example here, this angle that I'm shooting at, you can hit through here and hit the part behind as well. Over here, like the parts here at the bottom, you can actually hit them at the inner edges and still hit the body of the boss. So where I shot there is where the part originally is at, and then there's another one behind that you can hit along with the body of the boss. Oh, well, there goes the one Dorothy. Let's hope the other Dorothy doesn't die so that I can showcase some other angles, hopefully. Yep, I framed it. Okay, should be able to get another burst in. Okay, so the angle here is, he's gonna stand up, right? The angle is right here. And that's a double hit. And there is a similar one roughly here where you can kind of clip the shoulder at the same time you're clipping the core. Because that's a core hit. And at the same time it's a body hit. So that double hits. Okay, that's a clear. So I'll try to showcase the other core, because this one is right around here, where I'm shooting at. And the other multi-body hit is right around where I'm aiming, he's going to stand up, and that would be it. Though here I'd rather just break the core, right? But it's like right around here. You can clip the core basically, and you can hit the body at the same time. Which makes for some additional damage, right? Like that's the whole point of Pierce units, is to score as many multi-hits as possible. And that's about it. Like, the mines are really not an issue. And, like, I'm saying this for Snow White, but it also works for Alice, it works for Maxwell, it kind of works for Dorothy as well. Like, I do use it. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that I iframe this correctly. So he's gonna shoot his shit. Okay, and now we're gonna iframe this. There we go. Yeah, because if I didn't do that, I would be I would be dead. And bye bye core. As soon as it spawned. Yeah, and that's the fight. Not much damage, but it's fine. We're just here to clear. GG's. Do you guys need still any more runs for the daily times 3? I'm still open to do some more. I just enjoy the boss fight that much, so if you need more for the times 3, I'm down for some more. If any of you need. You're here for the memes. Understandable. I mean, it is a very fun fight. Okay, so that's... I think I'm just gonna go back to doing some dailies for now, and then maybe we can go back to some more Land Eater afterwards. Because I actually really enjoy. What's really amazing is that, yeah, once you learn the fight, like, people will do so much damage. Like, the lowest threshold for top 100 at the moment is 148 million. That's gonna be hard to achieve even for me. Like, it's... And then the top ones are doing some crazy stuff. I do think they're running like multi-Alice or something. Oh, hey Sun Phoenix Moon. Yeah, really, it's also kind of my fault because I didn't put like a stream notification. I wasn't sure if I was going to stream today because my throat is still a little bit sore. But oh, still Nebida. Oh, okay. So different account. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, YouTube can be a little bit weird, but it's also kind of my fault for not making a better schedule or an actual schedule, and also promoting the stream a little bit before it happens, right? Because I know some streamers do that, like they tweet it, they do a community post, all of that jazz. Or at least they have some stuff that notifies people about it. But in my case, I'm kind of learning along the way. Let's put it that way. Let's buy this. Let's refresh, buy this. No, don't buy all of these like I'm doing unless you're at a point where core dust is cock blocking you so hard that you're kind of... was it Bastion or was it Resilience what I wanted? I think it was Bastion, but I could be wrong. It is Resilience. Resilience is the reload speed. I could try to start a Discord. My main concern is the fact that I don't really have the time or resources to moderate it. And you know how that goes is... God damn it, I have the memory of a goldfish. Hold on. Reload speed cube. Nikke. I legitimately have the memory of a goldfish. Resilience cube, okay. So I want the resilience one. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to buy the arena ticket thing. This was the Union rate thingy. What I was buying. I still haven't bought the... The gear isn't usually not worth it unless there are some weird circumstances for you. Like this gear here is usually a scam. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna buy any of these. Like, why would I buy these? Like, freaking battle data sets. I'll buy this then, fuck it. Why not? Why not? It's only 500. But the data sets. Like, how much do I have now? Data sets. Like, how much can I even? Yeah. Yep. And it's gonna only get worse. Because the battle data sets are one of the truly infinitely farmable because of the simulation room. God damn. I'll do the advice later. Let's just do simulation, overzone and stuff. Maybe I should actually just finish the overzone thingies. I can give you a sneak peek behind the scenes of how... So how do I do the little find the shinies? So how do I usually find the shinies? I just look around. Once I find one, I just print screen, put it on Paint, cut it, and then put it on my YouTube. Let's do this first then. So I don't see any shinies while I'm walking. For now. There's 2 relics to find. You missed one yesterday. The Pilgrim mold, yeah, it's really painful if you get shafted by those Pilgrim molds. I've gotten shafted twice in a row already. But at the same time, the best mindset to have with them until they change the pro abilities or fix them is to just think of them as a bonus. Oh yeah, you can find as many... You can find the relics whenever you want. So now he's actually going to start to hurt, isn't he? He's actually going to start to hurt. I remember people complaining early on that this thing was way too easy. But I think they missed the point where it's going to scale up every day. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because now I'm going to have to delay my next Snow White burst. Or maybe not. Yeah, I should be able to delay it. Went to the relics where Rapunzel used to be at. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Okay, it's still quite simple. But I can feel the scaling going up. I can definitely feel the scaling going up. I already have had a couple of comments on my YouTube videos that there's people that cannot clear some stages of this. So maybe I should also make some quick tips on how to deal with this thing. Because this one has some, how do I put it, stupid little things that can ruin your day if you're not careful. Yeah. Like what I do is I look around for the relics. One blue and one rappy from the pilgrim molds. That really hurts. That really hurts. I've gotten one Snow White and two rare units. So basically from Pilgrim mold I've only gotten Pilgrims. I've gotten Snow White and two Peonies. I'm not even kidding. I've basically gotten Snow White and two Peonies. So near the tent where Rapunzel is usually at. Let's see. Near the tent, maybe in the fire? Oh, there it is. Okay. So what I usually do is I print screen, tab out, paint, paste this, and then just cut it out to be a little bit smaller. I'll do that real quick for today's new one. Don't save, paste, reduce the white zone, and I'll save this on my desktop, and I'll do the next one. I'll find the next one as well. And that's unironically how I do it. It's so ghetto that I'm almost ashamed of myself, but I find it kind of funny. The only pilgrim you don't have is Rapunzel. For me, the only one that I don't have is actually Scarlet, which is kind of a tragedy considering how strong she is, but... So... I know there's a second one, but where is it? Maybe behind here? Usually I notice like a shiny, like they haven't hidden that many behind walls or behind areas where you cannot see anything at all. Maybe it's where Scarlet used to stand at. Nope. It's not here either. Well, let's do Memory of White first. Yeah, Guilty is really good to have. Talking from personal experience, right? Like, Guilty does a lot of damage, allows you to push a lot of damage. In general content, she can have some weaknesses because she's a shotgun. Rapunzel appears before Snow White, explosion in the church, sowers, nuts. Let's check out the factory directly because I already picked up most of the items over there. Blankets and factory. But Guilty's main weakness is that she's a shotgun. So, for example, in general content, if you have a Rapture that is very far away, you're gonna miss a lot of your shots because it's a shotgun, right? You have done Sin first. Oh, that's a pretty cool ending. Normal ending, bid you farewell. I think I know how to get the other thing required for the other ending. The step that she failed to take thingy. Sin, I haven't finished unlocking Sin, so I cannot say much about Sin. But I have heard that she can be decent in some scenarios. I have gotten the true ending on all of them, I believe, so far. Because the true ending on the fishing is the conversation between Scarlet and Snow White. The true ending of the forest where she's going alone is the Red Hood cassette tape. And the true ending on the Rapunzel one is the one where you learn that Red Hood is kind of the reason why Rapunzel is the way she is. Sin is not very good. I thought she had some niches that she could fill, kind of like Quincy. Quincy is not guilty, right? But she heals and she does some stuff. I don't know much about Sin though, so I cannot really express anything about it. Just someone told me that she had some niches that she could fill. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. But if you say she's not very good from your personal experience, I believe you. Because, okay, let's try to find the last relic real quick. Wonder if people even use my community post to find relics, to be fair, but I'll do it regardless. I don't think that many people use it. Like, there's Reddit, there's a lot of websites. My hunch is correct. The one with the tent was here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was hidden somewhere like here. Could it be here? Oh, there it is. Always follow your hunches, people. Always follow your hunches. Okay. So let's do this. And new, and don't save, and paste. And save under untitled2.png. And you know what? I'm gonna make a post about it and the fact that I'm streaming. Use it to say that. She copied the HP of the character she hit with less bullet and taunt on enemies. I mean, taunt can be useful, but can she survive her own taunt is a real question. Because that's the defining factor if a taunt is going to be useful or not. Like, at least that's how I view it, right? Copy link address, community, image, add the images. Come on, Johnny, if you feel like it. Should be. Just double check real quick that this is the link to the stream. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the link to the stream. Good. This is the second one. Yep, there we go. Isan, yeah, YouTube is not good with notifications. Pretty often, unless you like put the bell ring notification thingy, which I'll be honest with you, I don't expect anyone to do with my content. Let's be real here for a second. I don't expect people to ring that bell, so it's not gonna notify people all that well. Enhance equipment, advise Nikke, send gift to Nikke. Yeah, we can do that after interception. Yeah, she's She's way too specific, isn't she, for Sin? That's what I kind of assume, especially if you say that she has Taunt. Then yeah, she is very, very niche. Like, she does only something. I'm not gonna touch that, because that is the floor that I'm currently stuck at. And... oh, Chatterbox, okay. Please don't die, stream, because that OBS notification is a little bit stressful. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. It's kind of stressful when OBS tells you, oh yeah, you've been disconnected from the stream. I'm like, please don't. So as I was saying before I got interrupted by all this, I've been testing Rapunzel on different bosses instead of using noise. So I might actually run that, or I could just go the usual noise and just don't care. I kind of want to try Rapunzel. Noise usually works way better actually, because he usually doesn't kill noise. I'm kind of sad they didn't put the "You Can't Stop Us" music for this one, but ooh, that was close. Let's put a Garden of Shangri-La here. Yeah, usually noise is the one who taunts those things off, so... because what happens usually when I use noise is that she taunts the missiles towards her, so I don't have to worry about the shot. But this time I actually had to be careful. I should be able to... yep, I got the snipe off. Yeah. That is unfortunate. That is rather unfortunate. I mean, I can still kill Shatterbox, like, even if this happens, I think, but that is rather unfortunate. Yeah, I think this is a reset. The stream just charge. Is the stream quality back to being okay or not? Okay, I think I'm gonna do... since I know that the first set of missiles is 100% gonna go on Snow White, I'm actually gonna start off with Modernia and just shoot them down for safety reasons. Since I'm not using a Hunter, I actually forgot last run to do that. Assuming he doesn't randomly target Snow White again. Okay, good. So now you can do this, this, this. And we even have an angle for a multi-hit here. Just around here. Beautiful. Now we take control of Modernia. And we should be good. I need to be very careful not to accidentally destroy his center core. Too much. This should break. This should break. And I should be able to snipe the left shoulder here. Yep, there we go. So now we block. And now we should be able to break one of his missile boxes. with Shangri-La. Oops, I Shangri-La too soon. And, well, he's dead anyways. But if I had Shangri-La a little bit later, it would have been good. Shouldn't matter though. He is dead. There we go. Oh, why did I Shangri-La too soon? That was just me making a mistake, or why? Why is the question for the why? Sorry, I kind of went on talking without looking too much at the chat. Oh, maybe you're asking for why I shouldn't break the central one, right? So if you break the central one, he goes berserk for a bit. His fists gain fire and he will just slam dunk you for a lot of damage. That's why you avoid breaking the central core in Special Interception. The central one, right? If you break it, he kind of goes enraged. As far as I know. Oh, come on. Again? Oh well. No, it's fine. Like, not a lot of people know about that. So if you break the central core, he will kind of go bananas and just slam your ass really hard. He'll go full Randy on you. Which is why you can triple snipe with Snow White, right? Which is what I did. Yeah, I know, right? Way too much. Like, I can show you my abnormal collection. It's amazing. I have a full set for Himeno, I think, and I have a pretty good set for Power and Makima, I believe, as well. So with Snow White you can actually snipe the core head, the shoulder, and the shoulder part all at once, which is very good because you get a triple hit. So it Snow White does a lot of damage to Chatterbox. The problem is if you accidentally break the head, you're in for a bad time. You can afford to hit it a few times though, it's fine. Okay, nice. Do I really not have... Really? I kind of wanted to snipe something with Snow White today, so... Yoink, yoink, yoink. You go off. I'll put... Oh, I could do... I could do this and this, just to change things up a little bit today. Yeah, that pain is something you don't get used to. But the thing is, I remember the devs saying that whenever you get abnormal gear, you actually wouldn't have gotten manufacturer gear. I don't know how true it is, considering the amount of abnormal gear I've gotten by now, but it's really painful, especially from the new boxes that you can open. Oh no, Dorothy is dead. Retry. That was embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't change things up for fun like that. Oh well. What I can do though is do this, quit out, then back. In case you didn't know about this little trick, you can reset, it resurrects your units, then you quit out, it brings you back here, and then you can just change to whatever. And now I can just auto this. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to be happy that they have so much abnormal once the Nier Automata collab comes out, right? Like, a lot of people are bound to be happy about that. But generally speaking, like, I'd rather have Pilgrim, because that's what I play, with Snow White mainly, and now with Dorothy as well. Like, those are the two main that I would love to have overload gear on. But some people are going to be pretty happy when they get their 2B completely overloaded instantly, I guess. There's bound to be at least one or two of those people. It does feel a little bit sad having to deal with that. I'm not all that interested in Nier either, personally. Like, I played the game, I got all endings, all that stuff way back in the day. But I already had multiple gacha games that had collabs with Nier Automata, so for me it's not even that novel. And I'm not a fan of the franchise to the point of being completely hyped about it. I'd rather save my pulls for another Pilgrim, for example, rather than Nier Automata units. I might do a couple of pulls or something, but nothing much. Freaking Dorothy. She's like 2 million of her own, and she didn't even get to burst every single time. Like, the full burst weekend is so nice. Look at all these extra. Yeah, don't forget to do full burst to clear during full burst events. It's so nice to have. That and that are done. Arena real quick, and we can chat at the same time while I'm done with these. Freaking, I swear to God it's days again, yeah. It is days again. Come on, dude. Stop it. No need to say it twice, indeed. I mean, you'd be surprised. I know some people that actually just didn't play during full burst weekends and then complained that they weren't progressing fast enough, so you get all sorts of people in different discords and even in comments and DMs. It's kind of funny. But yeah. Want to know something that happened during this week that I found completely crazy? Yeah, you need to upgrade the skills for units for sure. Like, that's the main reason. And also, you get double gear as well from... I don't know if you noticed, but I got double overload gear blue gems out of today's chatterbox in one of the clears. So I got 2 gems out of it instead of maybe only 1 out of the 3. Spreading yourself too thin can have its drawbacks, but I mean, that's one way of doing it. At least you keep some variety, right? And that's one way of doing it. I was saying that something crazy happened this week is that, you know how I was all happy that I hit 100 subscribers last week, like last weekend? I was very surprised that it even happened in the first place. Like, viewers, you guys just looked at that post and went like, yeah, double it and share it to the next person. And all of a sudden this weekend I'm freaking 200 and something subs and I'm like, what? Why? Why would you even sub to this shitty channel? It just surprises me so much. Yeah, I mean, focusing on some core units is usually the best in Nikke. For sure. At least on, like, 3 core teams for Union Raid, right? And for covering different types of general content. You've seen. Oosh, I think I'm gonna lose this one pretty hard. If it opens like that, it's gonna end pretty poorly. Wow. Oh, I'm getting my ass handed. Well, that's Neon down. Funnily enough, Neon is one of those very good Snow White comp supports, by the way. Because she has a burst skill that makes you do very funny numbers. Just kinda hilarious. Has anyone tried to... Nope. So it doesn't matter who I beat, right? Let's see. Let's just double check if MRT has beaten anybody recently. The problem when the only people that were competing with you since the launch of the cluster taking breaks or stopping playing is that arena becomes just like this. If I don't gain any points, I'll just pick randoms, I guess. Yep, I don't gain any more points, so I'll just pick randoms. I can't complain though, because some people are on some very competitive clusters and have to basically fight for their lives on arena. But that's not really my case here. Like, how competitive are your arena clusters, for example? Like, do you have to constantly fight for spots and everything? I mean, it happens, right? I'm always curious about how you're getting farmed by the same guy. Yeah, that tends to happen a lot. That's what you're third, but it's a pretty new one. Yeah, I mean, new servers tend to be a little bit less competitive to some extent. But yeah, getting farmed by the same guy over and over is like, at certain ranks, it's the base experience. It's like, you know who you can beat and you can't beat unless they change their comps, so... But at least my arena goes quickly, right? Treat the 14s. Oof, he takes 25 from you every time he beats you, but you only gain 5 when you beat him. That sounds awful. Actually, it really sounds awful. Yeah, for me it's like... MRT and I used to farm each other all the time, right? But the guy took a break from the game and basically fell behind so much, because he took like a 1-month break from the game, that now I just power farm him and he just can't touch me. He's kind of a whale though, so it's kind of surprising. Like, he has freaking core 1 Scarlet. But yeah, the one that I'm struggling at the moment is this one, because I'm constantly trading places with Days all the time, or yeah, like Days and I just basically trade places all the time. He's probably gonna take my spot back again soon. Though the only thing that truly matters for ranking in the SP arena is how many red coins you gather. So as long as you're on top of collecting them, you're kind of good. It does influence, your rank does influence how many coins you gain there. Yoink. Let's gather these. Man, my throat is sore. Let's see. So who gets new goodies? Power gets new goodies. God damn it. It low-key annoys me. Wait, no, she already has a. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, so you can actually. She actually has a spare now. God damn it. Yeah, team comps do influence outcomes quite a bit in SP Arena as well, from what I've noticed. Like, power gap can make a difference, but team comps also play a role. Like how quickly you gain burst generation. Like for example, Jackal is insane at generating burst and stuff like that. Does make a difference, because if you get your burst first, you have chances of actually killing some of them before they even do anything. It's kind of like how, I don't know if you guys have ever played games like Epic 7, but in that game speed also plays quite a bit of a role. Yeah, I mean, people are trying to challenge me because the gem rewards are still pretty attractive, right? At the end of the day. Not RB. Well, someone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, like in that game you have speed gear and stuff like that, well, speed stats that can make it so that your units get their turn earlier than your opponents. And depending on how bad it is, you can just get absolutely annihilated before you even get to play your first move. Can you hear the import? Oh god, yeah, don't remind me either. I mean, like, the Wikipedia will fill itself naturally over time as you do content and everything, because you do keep getting, you know, a bunch of Nikkes out of sources that you don't even know where the fuck they came from. Like, I don't even remember where Yulha came from. I don't remember if it was a mold or if it was friendship points, but I sure as hell didn't roll her on any regular gacha. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Yeah, 70% evade on yep. Also losing the 50/50s on debuffs and blinds in Epic 7, just to give you a little reminder on that as well. For some reason, she is getting quite a bit of overload here. I do want to upgrade Dorothy a little bit. I mean, fuck it, I guess. For the quest, I need to make sure that I upgrade some individually, and there we go. Not... I mean, does this take me? Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna get more anyways tomorrow. At this point, I'm almost beyond the point of caring for these spares of tier 9 gear. Which sounds awful to say, but... Did I forget to... I actually forgot to. Well, there we go. Cube level 5. That would have been nice to have earlier. I actually forgot to. Oh well. God, Clelius, yeah. Let's open the This thing is gonna punish me for saying that I didn't care for tier 9 gear, isn't it? Like it's gonna be some random piece of abnormal gear or some tank gear I don't care about. What is this? Elysian DPS. Elysian DPS. What kind of Elysian DPS do I... Whoops, I forgot to open this thing. What Elysian manufacturer gear? Yes. I have, unfortunately. Elysian attacker though. Oh, I guess these two are Elysian attackers. I could also put it on, slap it on the... I'm really tempted of slapping it on the Private though. But Private is more of a support. I'll slap it on D, fuck it. I'll figure it later. And then, oops. Let's remove the Elysian tag. Guess I'll put it on you. No, I shouldn't get any more notifications that anything wants to equip. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I stopped playing Epic 7. I occasionally log in on Epic 7, but it's like, yeah, at some point you gotta call it quits. It's something else. Wipeout 2 times. Did I really not do that yet? Probably gonna go into quick advice sessions. I need to wipe again though, before I forget. Like, Epic 7 is a very fun game, don't get me wrong, but the gearing process and the arena can be quite tilting at times. If you guys ever want to try that game out. But yeah. Let's do quick advice and quick gift to Nikke's thingy so that we can proceed with chapter 21 or some more co-op, depending on who wants to do what. Who do I want to advise though? First of all, Dorothy, of course. Always Dorothy. Advising Dorothy. Dorothy's so guarded. I didn't even see if I got a 50 or a 100. I think it was a 100. Dorothy is so guarded. Like, I don't know if you guys have Dorothy already, but in the messaging app of the in-game Nikke thingy, started since launch, but Arena made me lose some of your will left over and send it in call it quits. Yeah. I mean, that's understandable. But yeah, Dorothy, I don't know if you guys have Dorothy, but she's basically very, very guarded as a Nikke. Like, she really, I mean, understandably so, she has trust issues, right? So, what really cracked me up is the little gift segment in the chat messages where she's like, oh yeah, did you send me something? Like, yeah, I sent you a package. I'm glad it happened safely. Can I open it? And she's like, oh, it's a parasol with white lace trimming. You can already kind of picture Dorothy with that beautiful white lace parasol. It will actually suit her a lot. And she's like, yeah, if you intended to bribe me with it, it's a little bit meager. And you're like, hey, no, it's just a gift. But she's like, why would you just give me a gift that makes 0 sense? And she ends with this. Let me get this straight. You thought the parasol suited me, so you decided to give it to me as a gift, and that's it. And nothing in return. Like, she has... With white memories in the river, you have something for her? I mean, I guess so, yeah. But yeah, it just cracks me up every time. I think the last segment of White Memory might actually be memories of Snow White with Dorothy when they went out to scavenge together. Because so far we've had Rapunzel and Scarlet and Snow White solo, which kind of mirrors some portions of the story. So now I'm curious if we're gonna get Dorothy and Snow White on the last one, and what kind of conversations they're gonna have. Because Dorothy is almost like the gift that gives on giving in that regard, in terms of lore and everything. She just called us a playboy, by the way. Fuck, I was talking over it. But when you increase her affinity, sometimes she will, Helm will straight up ask you if you're a playboy. It just never fails to crack me up. Are you good at swimming? Yep, good at it. Because Helm is actually good at swimming on like 99.9% of Nikke's. So she kind of just invites you to a swimming pool date out of nowhere. Ray, advice. Piece of sweet chocolate. This really reminds me of when I had to take care of actual kindergartners. They get mad for absolutely no reason and they turn on a dime. Like my little nephews and cousins are just the same. It's actually quite funny. Prima donna grip. I really like the noise advice sessions as well. She's always very cute and sweet. Just imagine if it becomes a smash hit. Who do I need to advise for sure? I probably want to get some advice in on Private in Maxwell and so on as well. Sakura for sure as well, just for train purposes as well. And I just love her advice sessions. The courtyard for you for the next time you visit, I think it's cherry blossoms. There's kind of a missed opportunity for them to flirt in this one, but I'll take it. Maxwell, don't try to rape us this time. Admire your confidence, I guess. I already knew this advice session. I'm almost done, so we can start doing co-op soon, or chapter 21. I always try to get these done. Never miss one, because it's extra stats, it's extra stuff. It's always nice, because I kind of like the Nikkes. I don't know how much people actually enjoy the advice session mechanic. I personally love it. Of course, it's the one that you have currently, because it always gets the best reaction. It's also the correct answer, but Private's answer is Uh, it's crazy to think. I don't think many of my viewers play Arknights, but the person who voices her is the same person that voices W. Oh yeah, did you guys watch the video that I posted with Mystery Girl from the Modernia cutscene and Lilywise? I'm actually curious what you guys think about that. Because I'm probably very off base, but to me initially they sounded quite similar, like just one, like a younger version of the other, kind of thing. But the more I see the comments, the more I see that I was completely off base. Yeah, I agree. Some of them can be a little bit bland, but I haven't had one where I'm like, yeah, I don't like this one. I'm really tempted. Let's just go. Oh no. Oh no, Miranda. Oh no, Miranda. Someone's gonna get scolded. I mean, it's most likely Mystery Girl being rappy. I just found it quite interesting that, to me, they sounded a little bit similar. Because it would be very tinfoil hat territory if they actually were the same person. Because Lilith is supposed to have died decades and decades before the main story begins. So if they were to be the same person, what would that make our character, right? You know what I mean? The Ark would have done some very serious shenanigans. They already have been doing shenanigans to us. Let's do Viper actually. But that would be like something. We know that she kind of like transferred her mind or something similar to the Rapture Queen. Because we know Lilith's body. Lilith's body really hints towards being the body that Lilith left behind that we see in Overzone as well. It could be a red herring, but it really leans towards that. So that would mean that when they were fighting the Rapture Queen or something like that, Lilith kind of sacrificed herself and took over the Rapture Queen in a kind of there must always be a Lich King moment. We know that the commander was most likely very seriously injured in that fight because they were asking if the commander was okay in Overzone during one of the cutscenes, and they didn't gain any information on that. So his whereabouts being completely unknown, along with our secrets, make for a very interesting situation. But like they may have been fighting the Rapture Queen, and Red Hood and Lilith basically sacrificed their lives, and Lilith took over the Rapture Queen and left her body behind, which is what we have in the coffin that Scarlet carved, right? The update animation where you see Rappy without her gear. Oh, that one. I mean, that is true. The thing that is interesting about Rappy is that you gotta wonder what she is. Is she like a split personality of Red Hood? Is she an entirely new person that got Red Hood forcefully implanted into her? Or is she maybe actually Red Hood all along, and like I said, with the split personality or with amnesia or something? Because depending on the answer, the fact that we knew Rappy from childhood would change some stuff drastically, right? Yeah, that we agree. I do believe that Lily is the one who became the Rapture Queen. That would be what makes the most sense. What is really interesting though is that Red Hood, who is supposed to have died before the Overzone betrayal, also really wants to destroy the Ark. So does it have to do with her pseudo-resurrection to Rappy? Does it have to do with how Rappy was made, or does it have to do with something that she discovered while she was still Red Hood on active duty, right? Because that is also something that interests me a lot. I don't know if Snow White would have recognized her even if it was the same body, because I had asked around and they told me that it was not a mistranslation, but Ingrid mentioned that it cannot be known that Rappy is getting younger. And that wording really kind of stuck in my mind. Like, let me show you real quick. I hope you don't mind if I show a little bit of lore real quick. In the where's that fucker? There we go. Red Hood thing. I think it was in the Red Hood thingy. So they had to mind wipe two Nikkes that witnessed it by accident. Memory wipe. Yeah, there we go. The fact that she's getting younger, like, it's not random words, right? It's getting younger that really, how do I put it? Will turn the arc upside down. So they're mind wiping those Nikkes. Like, they're mind wiping those Nikkes, and the reasoning Ingrid gives is the fact that Rappy getting younger would turn the arc upside down. And what did Red Hood say? Just the same as Thangolis, destroy the arc. So, like, this is really interesting. Like, Red Hood wants to destroy the arc, 100%. And Rappy gets younger whenever she uses Red Hood mode, which is kind of a weird thing to say. So maybe Red Hood is not a single entity, that is true, but it's just like that very specific thing, I just can't see where they're going with it. Yeah, Rappy is more sensitive than people give her credit for. Indeed, she left Absolute because she was getting desensitized to all of the deaths around her. Because we see Overzone as this hellscape, right? You gotta imagine that the Ark has been doing way worse sacrifices afterwards. Like, they treated... Back during Overzone timeline, they were still like the goddesses of victory. They were still very respected by the people that would become the citizen of the Ark at the time. And they still betrayed them and treated them like this. So imagine now that the situation evolved into what it became in the Ark. Like, Jesus Christ. Imagine the amount of sacrifices. Yeah, it could be a split personalities. It could be that she's acting as the host for Red Hood's body in general. Like, it could be many things. The one thing that really caught my eye was really just that. It's the... she's getting younger. Why that specifically? Why is she getting younger? Because Red Hood would be... I'm sorry for the rest of the Goddess Squad, but Red Hood and the rest of Goddess Squad are kind of ancient, right? So if she gets younger, maybe that's part of the reason why they don't recognize it. It's so weird. Let me think. What am I missing? I think we can start trying some campaign. Does anyone want to do some co-op, or should I just jump into chapter 21 and see if I can progress it? I'm still at the same spot as last time. The part of the brain that gets younger. Oh, that could be a good metaphor, yeah. Like, how do I put it? Like, yeah, her memories are being fragmented and lost, so she becomes younger. That would be a way of putting it. Or her... Yeah, for now we have absolutely no idea where they're going with this. Okay, so here I'll have to, if I remember correctly, I'll have to snipe a healer rapture along with that thing. Okay, so that's a healer rapture down. Might have to try to snipe a second healer rapture. No, that was probably a mistake. That was probably a mistake. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna kill this in time then. Yeah, I'm not killing this in time anymore. I'll probably change my team comp a little bit. Rappy in theory is not a modern Nikke, at least that's the most likely thing, is that she's been around for a while now. Because not even Absolute knows about her secrets, right? So she must at least have been around for a while. Problem is, for how long has she been around? Because she could literally be the actual Red Hood body that was recovered and then somehow either resurrected or implanted with the mystery girl that we met in our childhood. And that would be it, right? I'm gonna try with this comp. I mean, what's really funny is that in Overzone, the guy Oswald pretended like, yeah, we can create better Nikkes that have better performance and everything, but it has been proven multiple times that the so-called creators of Nikke manufacturers and whatnot don't have much of a control in the creation process, actually. You'll see it once I actually manage to get the footage again of Nihilister. But it's mentioned during Overzone and during Nihilister's liberation that Nikkes kind of visualize something they consider very strong, and then they'll gain their powers according to that vision that they have of what they ideally consider as strong. So nobody really has control over what powers or real evolution Nikkes will have as a result of being made. And the creation process between heretics and Nikkes is almost identical in that regard, which kind of goes double into the fact that Nikkes and Raptors are not human technology, or at least human-controlled technology. Maybe I should go like this. We also get that cutscene during the Modernia storyline where basically Rapture technology goes far too well together with Nikke technology for it to be a coincidence, but Ingrid kind of decides to burn that research to the ground. Nymph is all but confirmed to be Rapture origin. I think I mentioned this in a previous stream, but there was a researcher from Missilis that asks you in a side quest to investigate the origin of Nymph by bringing a pristine Rapture core. And by doing that, that researcher from Missilis, before he could prove his theory to you, gets shot by probably Perilous Siege. Not even kidding. Like, I'm not even kidding. Perilous Siege basically, or some similar force, intervenes before you get the answers. Suen during the Christmas event as well, basically. All but confirms that they don't know shit about Nymph. Guilty died. That is unfortunate. I need to give it a try. I can show you after this attempt what I mean by the researcher from Missilis that basically all but confirms it. Because it is a very interesting side mission, to say the least. It basically sends you to get some pristine Rapture cores. Rapture cores in the Ark is considered a very controlled thing. Like, it's heavily illegal to deal with those things. Probably because they don't want the secrets of Nymph to be revealed, right? And by doing that research, this researcher of Missilis gets killed. And his whole idea hinged on the fact that mind controlling humans, both for corruption and for what's it called, Nikke control purposes, is not something that should make any sense for as far as human technology goes. Which, if you think about it, like, if they were that good at technology, why would they need all of those hoops that they jump through all the time, right? Which makes perfect sense. Oh, come on, 9 seconds. Oh, come on. Ah, so close. You have the quest, but you haven't started it. It's not even because they are scared of them becoming heretics. This is one of those things that are super common, even you can even see it in real life actually, as weird as it sounds, where I forgot the saying off the top of my head, but there's even a saying in Chinese about it, where basically if the generals shine too much, the emperor is bound to execute them. If you have, I mean, you see it even in real life jobs and everything. Some people that are intimidated by the fact that they have subordinates that are far more brilliant than themselves. Why is this thing pinging me? So you can view it as kind of similar for Nikkes, is that it's not that they're scared that they would turn into heretics, it's that they're scared that they would lose control of them. Not because of heretics, but rather just they would either become too liked, they would not be pawns anymore. They kind of sacrificed the Goddess Squad for a similar reason. Like, they just couldn't afford to have such heroic Nikkes around as far as the people in control of the Ark and the government were concerned. If you look at how they manage commanders as well, it's just I mentioned this in some comments on Reddit and to some friends of mine. The whole conflict between the Ark and the Raptors is very similar to the one in 1984, where they try to keep a status quo and pretend that there is a war ongoing to keep them united under the tyrannical government or dystopian government in the case of 1984, which is very similar if you look at it, because they created a system where commanders are fed a bunch of propaganda, they're not trained at all, and they're sent as cannon fodder along with Nikkes that are fed similar propaganda and thrown as cannon fodder that also are force-fed also the idea that they're basically slaves to humans. And they're all thrown into a war against Raptors where they will almost always die. There was like something like almost nobody makes it out of their first mission alive kind of statistic that was mentioned in the world of Nikke. So you're sending all of these commanders basically to their deaths and keeping a status quo type of scenario with Raptors because they probably don't think they can win the war, right? I'm probably just reading too much into it, but if I had to give a in-world justification for that, is that they don't think they can win the war. Oh, what? Teleport. So, because you had the Johan campaign before, right? Johan, the commander of Inherit from Eden, was part of a campaign to reclaim the surface that failed spectacularly. And it led to a huge loss of trust. You have like a lot of little relics and stuff that give you this backstory. That there was a loss of trust in the military structure and in the government of the Ark because of the failures that were happening. So it is very heavily implied that they turned Johan into a scapegoat because he was a very, very famous rookie commander that was like the rising star, that everyone wanted him to become the new general. They turned him into a scapegoat, and ever since then they have continued this little... He is more than 60 years old, yeah, Johan. And they have kept this in perpetuity war where there is absolutely no progress whatsoever. But it has the advantage that every single citizen of the Ark is on their side, on the side of the government, right? Because they are fighting for the future of mankind, kind of thing. So as long as they keep the facade that they're fighting, they're gonna have the citizens under their thumb, and they can continue dividing them and all of that stuff. It's really sometimes really feels very heavily how do I put it? Inspired by 1984. Some of the themes of Nikke, like they did their research. Now we're only missing the fact that Splendamine is Soylent Green, and we really hit the jackpot in terms of dystopian societies. Like, how funny would it be if Splendamine is Soylent Green? That would be way too dark for even for Nikke, but how funny would it be? Oosh, I messed up. Now Guilty is down. Can I stall long enough though? Can I stall long enough? 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I can stall it. Yeah, we are currently the rising star, but have you noticed that for someone who is supposed to be a commander unit, a very respected figure in the Ark, and somebody that none of the big three are supposed to be able to touch because and neither is the Ark supposed to be able to touch us because we're a commander unit, protected and everything. How good did that do us during the Modernia situation? for those who played that. SSR for Fredpoint, congrats. What did you get? Oh man, this is gonna be whack. Okay, good. And now they're all dead. Please, Guilty, don't die. Okay, now you can die, Guilty, if you want to. Because now I'll finish it off. As long as it doesn't heal up, it should die. Okay, good. No, we don't have fuck all in politics, yeah. Like, in terms of how much we can defend ourselves within the Ark and within the outpost, because the outpost is also supposed to be territory outside of the Ark. We only fend for ourselves truly. So the whole situation is like, we are not really protected by much. Even the Nikkes that are friendly towards us, if they get ordered to kill us, they will do it. Yeah, basically. But it's not limited to Marian alone, right? This type of scenario. We have already seen it with Shuen basically doing whatever the hell she wants. And forcing us into literally luring raptors to the Ark. Right, in chapter 18. Okay, so I need to do that with these two. Yeah, okay, I see who it is. I don't know if these two will actually cut it down. Let's see, what can I bring? Oh yeah, Modernia is definitely gonna cut it down. I think Modernia Rapunzel would work way better here. Call me crazy, but I think it will work way better. Yeah, Triangle is the best example of it, and so is Perilous Siege. Like, Perilous Siege during the Marian thing didn't know about us very well yet, but they're also a very good example of Nikkes that, if ordered, will kill us, no questions asked. I mean, I wouldn't say no questions asked, but they will very likely kill us. And we kind of accept it, right? Like, as stupid as it sounds, we're kind of forced to accept it, as is. Because that's not something the Nikkes wish to do, but they will be forced as long as they have the nymph in them. And it's something that we cannot do much to prevent in the first place at the moment. And I don't think we'll ever have, like, truly the leverage to tilt the odds in our favor. None of the counters would. At least, I cannot say for Anis and Neon because they still have technically Nymph, but Rappi is guaranteed to be unable to do it, for the simple reason that she has no Nymph. Matisse could in theory also refuse because they also have no Nymph, so they could in theory refuse and side with us. Any Nikke that has no Nymph and that can basically not be kind of mind controlled or forced into it, could have the free will to side with us, in theory. Now, whether or not they would do it is an entirely different question. But that's about how precarious of a situation the commander is in. Because even his closest allies basically can betray him on a dime against their will. As much as they hate it. It could even become a plot point at some point that Anis and Neon get forced through Nymph to actually betray us. Because as far as I know, they still have their... even if Ingrid were to order Rappi to kill us, I don't think Rappi would. As much as she's supposed to serve under Ingrid, I don't think she would do it. Otherwise, the only... Ironically enough, the only Nikkes that you can kind of truly trust as the commander are the Pilgrims. Ironically. Like, outside of counters, the most trustworthy Nikkes out of the lot are Pilgrims. Especially the ones from Goddess Squad. I mean, raise is kind of a big word, right? I want to say, it's like, she raised her, but at the same time... Whoops, I forgot to get them out of there. Okay, there we go. It's like... I feel like as much as she would feel in debt to Ingrid, I doubt she would actually betray us for Ingrid. But personally, I do question who in the arc would betray us, because think about it this way. Do you guys remember during the Sakura event, right? During the Sakura event, Sakura mentioned how Mustang has been the head of Tetra since the first Rapture invasion. Pretty much. Right? Like, he's pretty much confirmed to have been the head of Tetra since the first Rapture invasion. Do you kind of take a guess of where I'm going with that? Mustang was at the head of one of the big three during the time period where Overzone happened. So as much as people like him, personally I just can't come to trust him at all. Because if he's been in power since that long, it also means that he didn't mind the Nikke situation becoming what it became, or at least he didn't do enough to prevent it from happening. If that makes sense. Like, you can't pin it all on him at all, but he's the head of one of the big three and the one in charge of fucking media, for Christ's sake. Like, he's the one in charge of all of the media and entertainment. And he has been in charge of that since the first Rapture invasion. So let that sink in on how fucked up he might actually be when it comes to what he believes is for the safety of the Ark. Even if it fucks over Nikke's. Right? He's not just hiding something. First of all, he's hella old, so how the fuck is he still alive? And second of all, it's not just a matter of hiding things, it's a matter of very hypocritical type of stuff. Because he presents himself as our ally, but the only reason he got interested in us in the first place was because Ingrid was talking highly about us. That's the only reason he approached us initially. So, yeah, he is more than just hiding something. He might not be what he seems. Yeah, like, it's kind of... it kind of would fit for the guy who has the power of entertainment to kind of bamboozle us into thinking that he is nice, harmless, or whatever, because that's how propaganda kind of works, and how entertainment can be a form of propaganda, and FS had. Like, it would be very interesting as a twist, where we see that he actually doesn't give a shit about Nikke's, and he only does it for as long as he considers it, you know, as long as he considers it useful for the sake of the humans of the Ark in general. Like, he's not as short-sighted as the rest of the Ark, but he also doesn't care about Nikke's. That would be a very interesting plot point to see in the future, and a point of conflict, because I think he has the potential to be that type of dark character, let's say. Because they do a lot of morally grey characters already in Nikke. Right. He speaks French, so you trust him. That would be the opposite. That would be funny if Mustang was the Queen of Raptures. Like, there is this theory that there may be some stuff hidden in the Ark related to Raptures, and that's why Red Hood wants to destroy it, because under the Ark is something hidden. The idea came from someone that I know that plays another game called Muv-Luv. And in Muv-Luv Alternative, in that game, basically the military base where the character lives is basically built right on top of one of the very first active hives. I personally feel like he cares. He doesn't care about Nikke's all that much. He's kind of similar to how Ennick cares about humans, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't have the same standards as us for what we would call caring, right? Like Ennick, for example, during License to Kill event, we're outright told that she doesn't care about human trafficking. She doesn't consider it a big enough problem to intervene about it. Like, as long as the numbers of humans that disappear and reappear and whatnot align to a net positive, or even just as long as it's net zero, she doesn't care. So the way I think Mustang views Nikke's is kind of similar. Is that he doesn't care about how much of a horrifying reality it is, as long as the scales balance out in the grand scheme of things in favor of humans in this case, though. Like, he doesn't care about being good towards Nikke's or doing stuff that will fuck Nikke's over. Kind of thing. I think I talked about it in one of my videos as well, in the comment section, about how yeah, he did give Julia a goal back, for sure, if you go into Julia's story, that is true. But did he do it because it was for the sake of Julia, or did he do it because he thought that for the sake of humanity it would be best to preserve music? Right? Does that make sense to you? Is he doing it because it benefits Julia, or because it benefits humans to have someone that can continue to kind of like record human culture for future generations. Like, that's something that got me thinking the more I looked at Mustang. Is he really doing it for the sake... Like, does he really care about Nikkes, or does he only care about Nikkes as long as it benefits humans? Or does he just not care about Nikkes and he just benefits Nikkes along the way because why the fuck not? It benefits humans and on the side it benefits Nikkes, kind of thing. Let me think. So I need to unlock that. What? Well, that is weird. I don't know if lore discussions are the type of thing that you guys enjoy during a stream, but it's something that I'm quite passionate about, and that's why the girl in the simulation is called Nikke. Yeah, she does mention that she is Nick's sister, even though they haven't ever met apparently. What is interesting is that the simulation room, like, commanders barely get any training, so I just wonder a lot about the simulation room as well. Such a weird thing. Yeah, she I mean, most people don't care during the when they're doing their dailies to look at it, but she has like a bunch of funny dialogues, and one of the dialogues she mentions that, yeah, Nikke is my sister, but I've never met her. What's also interesting is that somebody pointed it out during one of my previous streams as well, is that Nikke is just an anagram of Nikke, actually. You just shuffle the letters around and you get Nikke. So whether those AIs are by coincidence basically named in a reshuffled way for Nikkes is relevant to the story or not is something that can be interesting. I would play I would roll for a playable Nikke for sure. That was multiple screen wipes in a row, by the way. There we go. I probably lost a bunch of people by boring them with a bunch of lore. But yeah, like, I just find the lore of Nikke quite enjoyable, and you can go quite deep into a lot of the things that they put in there. The fact that they're willing to put such detail, for example, in Overzone, where you see Pine running around during, you know, Dorothy's situation, makes me think that there are a lot less accidental things than we anticipate in the world of Nikke. Huh. Well, this is gonna be... Oops, hello there. Why am I suddenly able to... Am I doing this wrong? The Dark Nikke. The Dark Nikke is the Nikke that we see. You actually get to meet the actual Judge AI Nikke after the Chatterbox incident. She straight out admits that she's the one who corrupted Marion, by the way. That got Marion corrupted. Fuck it. Oh. She straight up admits to it. That she was basically sacrificing Nikke's intentionally to Chatterbox. Because she struck a deal with him so that he wouldn't touch the Ark. Because he knew where the Ark was. So she basically struck a deal with Chatterbox that he wouldn't touch the Ark and she would provide periodically Nikke's to be sacrifices. A black-haired one, huh? I haven't encountered her yet. Huh, that's interesting. I usually don't pay attention to data mines though, because I'd rather discover the game right. But it's interesting that you mentioned that there is a dark-haired Nikke. Might come relevant in the future. I actually do my best to avoid spoilers in general in Nikke. Okay, so I have done a full loop on that side. Maybe. No, because this will bring me here. Am I stupid? Oh, okay, I see. I think. Because this opens over there, so that's not gonna be it. This is gonna send me here. So need to go here, maybe. Oh, my chat went off for a bit. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that's fine. If I go here, it brings me to the start, okay. So I am being stupid. Not enough brain power, apparently. I have added units with this one, I believe. Yeah, I am at the max capacity of Nikke's. I think I'm being stupid with this lost sector. Let's see, if I go here, I need to get to that platform over there. Because right now I don't have enough Nikke's to... I'm one Nikke short. So that means that there is a passage that I missed. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. I am indeed stupid. So, if I do this, this, and then beat the living crap out of this one. Welcome back. It's fine, like, it's very common for people to just come and go from streams from what I've noticed. Like very few, very few actually remain now, especially for the full duration of the stream. If that makes sense. It's the number one of your server destroyed in PvP. Yeah, that does. Okay, can I cheese this? Nope, I cannot because there's these little shits. Yeah, that does. I mean, at some point you know who you can beat and who you can't beat in PvP, right? So you just have a routine of who you beat until they change their teams or get a big boost in upgrades. Okay, so I need to control these Nikkes to go through here, then I'll go through here, and then I'll click here, which allows me to open this. Okay. Which then allows me to add to the number of Nikkes. And this allows me to go back, and then I just go back here, go back here, and then I put them here, and I open for them. Got accepted to one of the top universities, so congratulations to him first and foremost. Wait and see. I mean, if he doesn't... It sounds bad, right, to say that, but if you don't lose anything by just waiting and seeing, then there's no harm in doing that, right? As arrogant as it sounds, like, yeah, the top universities, one of the best universities is not my top choice, kind of thing. In PvP, there's only 20 to 30 people in your server who are playing the PvP. Is it? Well, that's almost the lost server done. The lost area done. I mean, it's based on clusters, right? But yeah. A lot of people don't care about PvP in Nikke, and I don't blame them. Like, I don't blame them for not caring too much about PvP in Nikke. Ah, they have the missiles that require a number of hits to destroy. I call them the anti-Haran missiles. Bombs, I mean, it's fine if you like it, right? Like, to each their own. I just understand that that PvP is not the focus of a large amount of people. But if you enjoy PvP, like, it's all the more power to you. Because there can be quite a bit of death at times if you really want to go into comp building. Like, someone in my union is actually quite good at PvP in Nikke. And he's always battling for rank 1 on his server cluster. Yeah, I mean, that also depends on the university type, right? That is true as well. Maybe I should have saved Snow White's shot for that priority target, but whatever. Haran is quite good, isn't she? At what she does. Yeah, that's understandable. Private Emma combo with stun and jackal. Yeah, that's a good combo actually, because you generate, you compensate the low generation of Private and Emma by having jackal for burst gen, so you get a burst very quickly. Emma kind of just soaks machine guns in general, and and Private is AoE stun damage, And burst to Senti for extra burst generation, yeah. That's actually quite good. But it is understandable, like if the PvP is not the main focus, sometimes it doesn't attract some people. Kind of like how in reverse you wouldn't play that shitty ass game called League of Legends for PvE, right? I mean, unless you're a jungle main, I guess. Then I guess you do play it for the PvE. I'm just taking the piss, by the way. I know it's I know junglers change a lot. I mean, there's always for burst 2, as much as people like to meme on this. As much as people like to meme on it, what's it called? Nihilister is burst to 22nd Pilgrim. So she kind of works. Can I make it? Nope, I guess not. I almost hope that if they do release a Red Hood Rappy that she's burst 2, so that you can have a near full Goddess squad type of situation. Where you have burst 1 Rapunzel plus Dorothy, burst 2 burst 2 Rappy / Red Hood, and then burst 3 Snow White Scarlet. Retry. Yeah, Pilgrim is gonna take a long time to come out. If I had to speculate, right? Like, this is pure speculation. I've said it many times. I avoid spoilers as much as possible related to this game. Because I just don't enjoy them. If I had to put a banner for a Pilgrim such as Red Hood, if it were to happen, like Rappy Red Hood or something, I would put it on the full anniversary banner. I'm gonna change the team. I think I'm getting fucked over by Red Hood is not gonna be a heretic unless she's split in half or something. But like Rappy being, what's it called, a burst 2 in Red Hood mode would kind of be cool to have. If I had to do it, I would definitely do it on a full anniversary or something similar. Or some very big event. Let me think. Kind of want to remove noise, that's for sure. Yeah, I kind of need somebody to soak those laser beams down. Yeah, don't. I'd rather you don't post any leaks here, like at all. Sorry to like be harsh on this one, but first of all, I try to avoid spoilers, and second of all, I'm not a huge fan of the people that are leaking the content. Because this is just my personal opinion, right? But I do believe that they're harming the game as much as they want to justify themselves. Oh, there goes my noise. God dang it. We know Red Hood Rappy wants to destroy the Ark, but so it is possible. I mean, I'd say it's more likely that she would become a pilgrim then, right? We could also be forced into a situation where we ourselves as the commander have to stay out of the Ark and basically take refuge in Eden or some other place because the Ark is out to get us for whatever reason, right? Like Birmingham is a good example of that. And Rappy being considered a pilgrim because she unleashes Red Hood or something permanently, or merges with Red Hood permanently or something, would be justifiable, for sure. Part of the reason why I say that I think they harm the game is not just about the fact of the fun of not knowing. It's also the fact that they can generate very false expectations. I am not gonna do the other lost sector, though, I believe. And I don't want to do the other lost sector for now. Yeah, we definitely need to have more development to know like what could happen, because like the way things are going, we could end up even becoming like kind of a revolutionary force against the central government or something, right? And try to force some change into it or whatever, like in future stuff. We could even have like an entire arc dedicated to Heavenly Ascension and Crow and why maybe she has a point, you know, kind of thing. Even though she's like currently the most hated character in the entirety of Nikke. Which is kind of funny because Dorothy was not that far off initially as well. And now we got over Zone, and now we have Dorothy that was elevated into the character that we now know. But Dorothy was actually quite hated initially, if you recall a while back. At least when I got to Nihilister and I looked around at some of the reactions of Dorothy's plans and everything. I'm not saying that she has to be forgiven though, Crow, but or even Dorothy either. Let's just do a couple of these pulls. Do I go for the 10? How much would that be? 1,800? Nah, I'm not gonna do 10. I'm gonna do a couple of these. Oh yeah, same here. Like, the central government of the Ark and the people at its leadership are... For sure we've seen this trope of the hidden power a lot of times. Like, this is nothing new. I'm very curious how they're gonna take it though, like you say. Like, we know that she can lose control of it. And that Red Hood is the one that kind of takes control over if that happens. So that will be interesting. Let me think. What can I do now? Can do some campaign. Might actually end the stream pretty soon because it is getting a little bit late and I do need to rest a little bit. I will try to stream tomorrow and on Sunday as well, if possible. What you're saying though is very possible though, that she loses control, she becomes fully Red Hood, and then we basically bring her back and she merges with Red Hood and becomes like a more complete Rappy. If that makes sense. I really hope Guilty doesn't die. Oh, come on, stop jumping. The Dorothy's burst miss, and Guilty's dead. God dang it. Wanna do some Turtle Cup? Yeah, sure. I'm done for some. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling with this stage in the story. I attempted occasionally. When I was sick, I didn't really try that much, but I tried to figure out how to beat it. And I think it will involve some stupid type of going all balls to the wall into damage or something. Oh, have a good night, Laughing Smile. If this attempt fails, I can do a couple of turtle co-ops and then go to bed, for sure. I'm actually gonna go for the Healing Rupture. Maybe I could snipe 2 Healing Ruptures together if I go to the right ones. That was awfully close. Yeah, no, that was awfully close though. I mean, technically with Nihilister we will have 2, but lore-wise I don't know if Nihilister is supposed to follow us around. I mean, Modernia is not supposed to be with us either. So at least we would have Rappy, right? Let's do some turtle co-op. This stage actually pisses me off a little bit. You dealt with it by out DPSing the healing. Yeah, I agree. The problem is how to out DPS it, because each of those individual raptors does like 10% of the max HP of the final rapture. That is very tanky. So every full cycle of those 4 raptors is 40% extra HP on that boss. Yeah, I know. I don't have Scarlet, so that's kind of like. Sadly, like I don't have Sin. That's not a big deal. Miracle Fairy, I would really love to have her for Snow White teams, but back then I was still free to play. Same reason as to why I didn't get Winter Shopper. I was still free to play at the time. And these 2 are the other ones that I'm missing. Scarlet still refuses to come home. Thank you. No, we don't. I don't like spoiling for other people, but since you're asking, I'll just straight up say it. No, we don't. Modernia doesn't join back our squad. She stays with the Pilgrims. Yep. Yep, sure. Modernia basically stays with the Pilgrims, and she's meant to stay with the Pilgrims because if the Ark knows that we're in contact with her or that she came in contact with us or whatever, they'll do whatever in their power to capture her and dissect her, basically. So she will stay with the Pilgrims for the foreseeable future. Until, I don't know, we have to either revolt against the Ark or something major happens that requires her help. And we're kind of intentionally dodging her as well, avoiding her, because we don't want her to... how do I put it? Because of her attachments to basically run towards us and try to stick with us by force, kind of thing. Until she accepts the fact that she has to live in the surface with the rest of the Pilgrims, at the very least. So let's see. So I have Ruku that is going to go for that. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'd rather go Dorothy though, if the guy... I really appreciate it if they went, yeah. Time to meme once again, yeah. You like Snow White as well. Like, I have a feeling that you started watching me as well because of some of my Snow White shit. Snow White is so much fun to play. Like, I noticed that some people joined in chat. If you want to do some quick 3x runs or even try to do some... I cannot do, like, top 100 runs for AL. Oh, fuck, it's bugged again. But I can for sure help getting you into probably top 10% or something. Your Discord name is literally Snow White and Jory. That makes sense. That makes sense. Are you like in the official Nikke Discord? Oof, everyone got wiped out. That is unfortunate. So the way you deal with these mines is by proximity again. We're gonna get the minigame pretty soon after these mines. So we're gonna fail the minigame intentionally, I'm not gonna touch it. So the secret is, you know you're in a shooting stance. Oh, it was the other laser. Never mind. When it's the missiles is when you can dodge it. I'm biased towards scythe users, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense, right? Too bad the others got wiped out by the missiles. I mean, if you guys are in the official Nikke Discord or in some other streamer Discords and you see me talking or whatever, like, don't hesitate to just say hi. Also, if you want to join in on the thingy for some memes and fun. You're only in one server. Oh, then you're not even on the official server, are you? um. Okay, so he's going that. He's going that. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Personally, I'm on so many Discord servers. Like I'm on some streamers' Discord servers. I'm on the official Discord servers of a bunch of gacha games that I play. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, so I'm in the Discord of my guild and some stuff as well, and the official the Discord of my union as well, because my union has a Discord. Like at this point, I'm probably gonna have to purge some Discord servers from my Discord. So many. Is he hitting the center? Yeah, he is hitting the center. He hit that, so... Boom! Stage 9. I love this fight so much. It's so cinematic. The fact that it was such an early fight was a very big surprise to me. Because this type of fights are usually like big, epic final boss fight, right? So we're gonna get hit by a volley. I wanna just guarantee that I'm gonna be able to dodge that volley. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna dodge that volley. There we go. So the way you dodge that volley is the position at the moment it's fired determines which direction you have to iframe it, similar to the train. I think I've mentioned it multiple times, but that's basically the idea. Senti... So for example, to explain the logic behind iframing this fight, right? If I'm firing at the moment the missiles are fired, then I need to take cover to iframe it. If I'm in cover when the missiles are being fired, like they're all fired and flying in the air, I need to iframe by firing. If that makes sense. It's very similar to the train special interception. It's basically identical, actually. If you've ever done the iframe tactic on that fight. Other servers. Okay, so here we are gonna have another example. So, oh no, that's the laser beam. That one is very dangerous. That Senti is a little bit slow. Huh. Actually, I let the full burst expire. The burst expire. Now I'm scared because if it's the laser beam, I'm gonna get... Okay, I'm gonna need to block that. I think that Senti went AFK. I think the Senti went AFK halfway through. Kind of a bummer. It is getting close to 2 in the morning for me, so I will call the stream for today, and I'll try to. Well, I'll most likely stream tomorrow night as well. Um, I yeah, will try my best to actually stream tomorrow night. Hopefully my throat is better as well. So thanks a lot for coming to today, and yeah, Leader Burst voice line is amazing for sure. And thanks a lot for coming to the stream. And whoops, what did I click? And see you tomorrow, possibly. I don't know if you guys will be around. I really appreciate the support for the stream. And be on the lookout if for new videos. I'm probably it might be a little bit late for a Land Eater video, but I will try to record one quickly tomorrow or something. Snow White Enjoyer 7403. That is a good name. For me it's Alien, so if you ever see me on some random Discord with a similar icon to the one from my YouTube, it's most likely me, so don't hesitate to say hi. Anyways, have a good night. Thank you for joining the stream, and see you guys tomorrow. Good night.